Okay, so, all right. So tonight's team call is everything from learning how to connect with people, talk to people about their health, run a challenge group, welcome them as new coaches, and to make them comfortable on our team, and then just to being consistent on kind of running the business side of things. So we'll start with the first step, and then we'll break it down into 5 different steps. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll go to desktop. Okay, so you can tell me when you see that.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, perfect. I don't know if I can move that. So what I wanted to do tonight was to kind of start with a little bit of a tour of the Coach Online office. So where I am now, I just went to teambeachbody.com, and then from, actually we can start from there. So teambeachbody.com, and then there'll be a coach here. Sorry, let me try that one more time. There. Okay, so from the home screen, we would go to Coach Online Office. Sometimes this will prompt you to log in, but because I was just here, it automatically logged me in. And then we go to Training, so News and Training, and then we'll click Training. All right, so this is where I was kind of playing around on Sunday and just figuring out, where can I guess, learn and get better, because I feel like I hear so much information and then I wonder, well, how can I implement it into what I'm doing? So from here, I just scrolled down and I went to Training Library. I did Learn More, and there is a lot back here. So I'll kind of explain some of the basic forms that I found that I started this my binder project. So I did buy a binder, and I couldn't figure out my 3-hole puncher though, so I just have everything stuffed in here for now. But I do plan to use it, and I think it'll make a big difference in how focused I stay, because I feel like sometimes I'm just, making things up and trying to keep up. So the first step, like I said, going back to what the purpose of the call, how to talk to people about their health. So I came across, if you go down to, in the blue, it says Shakeology here. So I came across this health assessment questions, and I thought this was kind of interesting because it's something that, it's common sense, but at the same time, you maybe don't know how to word it to someone. And this is things that I actually learned in my personal training class. So I just thought this was really interesting and really helpful to kind of just break that ice. If you are talking to somebody, trying to get them on a program or Shakeology or anything like that. And then, of course, when you ask these kinds of questions, relate it back to you. We hear people say, oh, I've got a gym membership. So, look at question number 5. Oh, so why didn't that work for you? Well, because I had to first drop the kids off and it took me an extra 20 minutes to commute. And then you can share, hey, that happened to me too, or I felt the same way. So that's why I do the at-home workouts or anything like that. So I thought this was really cool. It just gives you, obviously you're not going to copy it word for word, but it gives you a really good guideline how to break down people's goals, basically. And then, like I said, to relate it to your own personal story. One thing I have noticed in the last, 2 weeks, I don't know if you've noticed, like my posts are more personal and more open, I guess. Like I feel like if I share some of the struggles that I've had, people relate to that better than just, than before. I guess I was kind of scared. I just would share something or, not get as deep into my own personal story. So I think that really relates back to this, as well. So does that make sense? Do you think there's anything I can add to that?
No, that makes sense to me.
Okay. Because sometimes I feel like that's kind of the scary part. Like, oh, how do I switch it so we're talking about their health without me trying to be pushy? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are the two biggest things. Just ask the right questions and then relate it to yourself. Okay, so this is one of the things that I did print that I threw in my binder. And then, so we're going to scroll back to the top. So once you get through, some of these questions, you talk to people, you learn a little bit about them. And obviously it's more than just the health too. Maybe talk to people about their family and what they're doing for fun, or what they have planned for the spring, or things like that. So it's more than just the health, but this is always the scary part, I think. So once they do commit to do the challenge group, to guidelines to run the challenge group, we go to sales and marketing, and then business tools. And let's see, so it's been a while since I've been back here. Right?
For which one?
To run the challenge groups. Or is it Beachbody Challenge? Like where the 21-day fix.
Oh, go back up once.
See, once you get used to it, you don't need it anymore.
Go to my business one time. Just see what the options are there. No, okay. I think it's sales and marketing, product, business tools, and then is that the one?
That's the
Yeah,
first
it's
one.
business tools. And I go to, is it my forms and documents?
No, I don't think so. Well, we'll try it. No.
Nope.
Gosh,
And I was just in there the other day.
maybe they changed it on us. Let's see what this is. Oh, here we go. Right? It isn't what I want.
Is there programs at the top, like the different
Product toolkits. Aha, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so we went to sales and marketing, business tools, and then product toolkits. So let's say the first challenge group we want to run is 21-day fix. So we'd click on that. And this is everything that you'd want to know about 21-day fix. The frequently asked questions, some of those things. The thing that was the biggest help to me was the challenge group guide. And that is your daily coaching guide. The first time I ran a challenge group, I literally copied and pasted out of this document. I kept it saved on my computer, and the one thing I'd recommend is going through and deleting like where it's obvious that it was copy and pasted, so that after Facebook and after 21-day fix, and then just kind of run through it really quick and see, what can you do to personalize it. So, you're not spending an hour a day trying to think of what I can talk about or how I can motivate people. And then once you run through this a couple of times, then that's when you start personalizing it and realizing, okay, this really works for my challengers. This didn't really work so well. I need to share more family-friendly recipes, or I need to share more motivating topics. So you kind of learn your own customers, and you learn your own personality as far as cooking goes. And Casey, you made kind of your own guideline too, didn't you?
Well, I just made a calendar which I need to be using because, you kind of forget sometimes. I'm like, oh, did I put that in the group, or was that in my head? Or, so I just thought I should write down what I post every day.
Yep.
So I don't have to look back.
Right. Yeah, yours is more of a blank template that you filled in, right, as you go?
Yeah, just so I thought, okay, I could write down once I posted it so I could just quick look back.
Yep. And I think that works too. Like once you know the main things that we talk about, the prep work, taking your measurements, all of that. And I think that this guideline helped me huge in the beginning. It gave me like the foundation of what my groups are now. And then I do plan to create some kind of something like this that's more personalized to me. And then hopefully I can share that with everyone, and then everyone can tweak it to what fits for them too. Because some of these are like this Shakeology one, when you share, people don't get so excited about that because it's totally scripted, So
I know Becky does a good job. She follows with her group, she does, Motivation Monday, Tasty Tuesday, and kind of just follows that format.
Yep.
Like Work Wednesday, I think, is hers. So that way she kind of sticks to a pattern.
Right. So everybody knows kind of
yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea. So step 2, like I said, just following the guidelines. And there is, let's see. There's more than, there's every program that Beachbody, pretty much that Beachbody has, all the newer programs. So, you can learn a lot just from even exploring in some of these options.
There was, I found a few things in the extreme one, and also in the hammer and chisel one, just because just some new ideas.
Right.
To get stuff from.
Yep. Yeah, even if you're not following it day to day, it still helps to have something to fall back onto. Yep, exactly. And even Shakeology, learning some of the ingredients or some of the recipes or things that you can do other than just make shakes. And then just take that idea and turn it into something, like I said, that's yours instead of just the scripted ad. Another thing I've done back here, which I guess I'm not sure if it was the success stories I think sometimes are really cool just to read and get inspired by. I think that can go either way though, when you're sharing those. If you share them in a group, I think it's okay, but it's not as personal. But sometimes I've just kind of spent some time back there just seeing, because sometimes you'll get somebody that says, hey, I'm 280 pounds and I have 100 pounds to lose. Is this really possible for me? And you can pull somebody from there and say, hey, I don't know this person, but here's their story. I've had a girl that messaged me after she saw a success story, and I think it was the Forks to Fit group. And she said, I saw someone that had a body type like mine. And I saw her after picture and I thought, since she could do it, I can do it too. Because not everybody can relate to us and what our story is. Yeah. So sometimes it just helps to know, or maybe people just on both ends of, underweight, overweight, certain sizes, that kind of thing. So that's another point there. Okay, so that was sales and marketing. So then once you run your challenge groups, do you do, like maybe in the last week, do you make it a point to talk about becoming a coach? Do you have a certain thing?
No, I kind of struggle with that.
Yeah, I know I have too, big time in the past. So that was one thing, I'm making it a priority now is to bring that up, how, and not necessarily just even the coaching side, but even just the discount, because I know you've been really good at getting people that are interested in the discount side.
And I had a few people that I messaged, just saying, I know you had really good success this round, and would you, even people that are drinking Shakeology, and explain the discount, and they're like, not right now.
Really?
So I kind of just got, I'm like, oh, a little discouraged, but, I didn't want to I don't want to put it out there and then completely, I don't want to freak them out either that I'm trying to, get them to become a coach.
Right. I know one thing I've heard recently in a lot of the calls, instead of calling them even a discount coach, just call that a preferred customer. So
Oh.
that way they're not so intimidated. It's more of just a, you don't have to coach or anything like that. It's just like a wholesale member, I guess you could say, even through Costco or something like that, more,
That's a good idea.
yeah, relate it to that instead of, because I think once you put the label coach, it's like, oh boy, like, I don't want to coach anybody. And so I think people get a little bit intimidated.
Well, and that, yeah, like I think it's hard because they're like, oh, well, I have to do what you do then and run a group. And that's not true,
Yep. Yep.
And I try to explain, you can do kind of like when I started, when I'm like, okay, you need to promise me that I can do absolutely nothing and I'll still save money.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, so I think that's definitely something I need to work on too, and just be more comfortable with, like I think of it how it's impacted me. You know what I mean? Even if it was just the months that I just ordered Shakeology and I didn't run a group, it still had a major impact on me. So we shouldn't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's that mental thing that we need to get over, I guess, or me anyways. But so let's say, I guess that was kind of off topic, but let's say when we do get people that want to join us and let's see, and be part of the team. So back to news and training, and then training. And then once again, I just went down to learn more. There's a whole section on welcoming new coaches, which I thought was extremely helpful. I think I printed
Oh, yeah.
all of those. Let's see. So onboarding new coaches. I really, really liked this. So the first thing is a coach follow-up tracker, which I printed, and I'm going to start actually making notes and making sure that all of us, we're on the same page with our goals. And like if, somebody strictly wants to be a discount coach, that I'm not bothering them, or like somebody that wants, I know that you want to keep growing, that I'm not just leaving you hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this was really helpful. So I printed that. And then how to get coaches started right. This was really good as well. I printed this. This is it's like almost like a checklist. So I thought that was really, really good just to have that, because the last couple of times that I've called and talked to people about becoming coaches, it was kind of like a, I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you that, this is what coaching's done for me, whereas this would keep me more in line.
Yeah, and give them something to work on.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, and all of these are all forms. So like that business quick start, that you have to go back up to from here. Let's see. I just saw it. Getting started right. So business quick start. So then I went in and clicked that, and I printed that. And then the next thing, this thing's kind of messy.
Yeah, I can see there's a lot of good.
Yeah, just a lot of good information. I haven't watched any of the videos yet, but I'm gonna go back and make sure that I do that too. But yeah, so I see. So I was looking at something else. Oh well, I'll skip it for now. But yeah, so then I did, let's see what else. The new coach welcome email, that was one thing that, and I don't know, I know that I've sent it to all of my coaches. I don't know how helpful it was, because it's more of a personal email, kind of like a duplication of what Beachbody sends. So that, I guess, but it's helpful to see that, so you have a guideline there. But yeah, so I really, really liked this form is what I was trying to get back to. And just following along with this, and then the action plan sheet, that one was really good too. I'll pull that up here quick. So then we go back to getting started for new coaches. This action plan, this I think is huge. Writing out our whys and figuring out like what's really the goal, or why do we want to coach, and then setting up goals like this, monthly goals, just to have a guideline, because you hit Success Club the first 3 months and got your free ticket to Summit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you had, some people just get it, and some people, I think if you have this visual and you say, hey, if you can check it off on all 3 of these, and then it just gives them more of a checklist,
mm-hmm.
I think. And personally, I think that this is something I plan to do every 3 months, because our whys can change. We can, obviously Success Starters, you can't do that anymore, but we can set monthly goals for Success Club. Like, it doesn't have to just be as a new coach. So that's what I thought anyways.
Well, and you kind of go through, and I'm sure you've seen it too, where you go through spurts where you kind of have to reach out to a different crowd almost.
Right. Yep. And it kind of forces you to push yourself a little harder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A little more. So that was another one that I printed. And then the follow-up. The customer follow-up tracker. Do you use this at all, or have you?
No, I should though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I saw this, I'm like, this is perfect, because you talk to so many people and then you think, oh, I'll message them back, or I'll remember, and then you forget, what they really actually, or I don't even know what you started with the conversation with. So I think a few notes here and there would really be helpful, and because I feel like once you write it, then it sticks a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I printed out this as well. And then the business activity tracker was another big thing, which I've started both yesterday and today. I've been logging everything. And that is up here at the top. And have you used this at all?
No.
Yeah, so this is everything that I guess basically we talk about, from posting to personal development to working out to, it's like everything wrapped in one. So that's kind of nice.
Okay, so it's just checking off those things.
Yep. So like for Be Proof the Products Works, I just put an extra there. Personal development, I've been tracking how many minutes I do per day.
Okay.
And then Stay Connected, that I wrote down, like yesterday I listened to 2 national wake up calls. So I just wrote NWC2. And then social media, my posts, I count both, like in my personal page and the fitness page. And then new contacts. That one I feel like is adding people and talking to new people. So now these last 2 days I've just wrote how many people I've talked to that I haven't talked to before. Same with the follow-up. The invite to join a challenge group, I guess I kind of have a hard time with that one, because I don't like personally send messages to people and say, do you want to join my challenge group? I don't know. Do you do that?
No, and especially like if you're in the middle of a challenge group, it doesn't really make sense.
Right. Yeah, so that one I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to work that into a daily task, but I think I'll figure it out. But yeah, and then just making sure that I'm checking in with my challenge group and our team and everything like that. So I feel like this is just a really good like end of the day checklist,
Yeah.
So I printed that, and then I'll just keep making copies.
Hey, me and my plastic sleeves would put that in a sleeve and then use a whiteboard marker.
Oh yeah. That's a good idea too. Oh, funny. I know I thought of it. You have a binder, don't you? You started a binder right away.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought of that right away. I was like, God, I should have just listened then. Okay, so I think I kind of got sidetracked on a lot of this here. But that gives you like just a really good idea of what, from start to finish, the talking about health, getting the challenge group going, how to get new coaches. And then I think the biggest thing, just staying consistent, is connecting with people. And I feel like you've done a really, really good job at doing that, and just talking to people and not being salesy at all, just saying, hey, this is what I've done and it works, and you incorporate your family and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. So that was, I guess, kind of my last thing, that I'm really pushing to share more of my story and be a little bit more open and not so protective of everything, I guess. The one thing I've also just recently just started doing yesterday, since I started all of this, at first I was like, I don't know who I'm going to talk to and how I'm going to start an awkward message and this and that. But I've now, since I've been posting regularly, the people that like my posts, then I go back and just talk to them. But I just say like, hey, how's it going? Or I say, you know what I mean? I just start a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going really good, because before I was like, okay, do I start with the alphabet or do I pick random people? But now I'm specifically picking people that like my posts, because I feel like they connect with me, but they're a little bit too scared to say something.
Yeah.
So I've just honestly been messaging them and saying, hey, how's it going? Or, say something about a picture you saw, or I don't know. So that's really been working really good for me. And then I heard on one of the national wake-up calls, which I'm really trying to enforce, is you can't scroll through Facebook until you've finished all of everything on the business activity tracker. So until you've connected with people, until you've checked into your challenge group, until you've checked in with your team, you can't scroll through Facebook mindlessly.
So like you're not, so to not be wasting time.
Exactly. Yep. So I've really been focusing on that yesterday and today. Yesterday morning, I sat down for 1 hour and I just messaged people. I made my posts, and it was like the best feeling. I didn't feel like I wasted any time. I didn't feel like I was rushed. So I think I'm finally learning what the power hour is, and you know what I mean? Just that laser focus. So
I feel like I get a little too overwhelmed too when I scroll through Facebook, because now that I've friended so many other coaches, I just, I don't want to, it's like, oh, I should be doing that. I should be doing that. And then you're kind of just, you maybe just get it's like I almost get discouraged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you're like, well, I can't compete with that, so I'm not going to post.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why it's helped, even just in the last 2 days, I feel like my posts, I put so much more of me into them, and I didn't even, I spent very little time on Facebook, on the actual news feed.
Because you just did what came from you, and not, oh, I looked at this and then,
Yep. So I have been tonight, I did, and I think it's still important to connect with people and stuff like that. But yeah, do what's priority first, and then do all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was really my biggest aha, to get all of this stuff together and have something that can keep focused on that. So yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else that I think I might get cut off? This has a timer on me. I should check it.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else that is coming up with you that is working or isn't working, or?
No, I just need to probably get going a little bit again.
Right. We've had last month was amazing.
Yeah. I just wish sometimes you could spread your points to where you need them.
Right. Share them. Or spread them out per month, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get back to a different screen. Okay, I'll do stop share here. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, because this cuts me off with I think it tells me sometimes, but we've got to be pretty close to a half hour. So.
Yeah, I think, we're.
Or maybe even a little over.
Yeah, and usually it does cut you off right at a half an hour.
Yeah. But, well, all right. I guess anything else then that you want to add to? Or?
Nope. Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
I feel bad about that event. That sounded so fun. I'm like, shoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay. We'll find more. But Super Saturday should be.
I know I gotta talk to Kirk. We gotta figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Cassie and I got tickets. I don't know if anybody else has, but
I know Christina, she's training for a marathon and she has like a 19 miler that day, so she's not gonna be able to come.
that is awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, crazy. But we'll make it happen, and we'll do something. I want to do something more local too, like I said, with just us. Even if it's, maybe we should just like rent Max's one night.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Just hang out and, I don't know, just talk about anything and everything, and not even have it be anything specific. That might be an idea too. Maybe we can hire that chef that is coming to speak in Wilmer to come do an event for us. That'd be kind of fun. But all right. Well,
okay.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah. Well, have a good night.
You too. See ya.
All right. See ya.